Before that, I want you to raise your hands if any one of you is fifth-generation Floridian. Wow, 2. And Adam Putnam, 6. Thank you so much for building this state. Adam Putnam grew in the state. He worked the land with his family, and he's still working on his farm. You all know him as Secretary of Agriculture, and he's doing a fabulous job. But how many of you knew that before that he served in the House of Representatives of the United States? He was the youngest ever representative elected. He was only 28 years old. So this man has dedicated his life to public service, in addition to his dedication to his family. Being member of the House of Representatives, that gave him that legislative experience. Working for 7 years now as Secretary of Agriculture, that gave him that statewide management experience, the knowledge of all our issues and all our problems. To me, these are the perfect qualifications, experience with both branches of government for somebody who has the ambition to lead the state to a better future. And now, I give you Adam Putnam.
Thank you, Ellie. We're going to see if we can do this without the screech. Feel free to gather on up. Don't be back row Baptists. There isn't any shade anywhere, so come on in and we'll keep it short. Let me begin by thanking you for coming out. There are 100 other things going on that you could be doing today, including work and family and other things, but to come out in the heat of the day. We're going to nip this in the bud. Now we really got to have you come forward. We're going old school here. No teleprompter, no microphone. It can be done, I promise. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. Indian River is Putnam country. It is. And with your help, we're not only going to win, we're going to run up the score here to make up for maybe some of the other parts of the state that aren't quite as enlightened as you are. I am so excited about how we've kicked off this campaign and what this campaign represents. Some of you may have been in Bartow last Wednesday to participate in our launch. 2,000 people in downtown Bartow for my announcement. That's like the biggest crowd since the Halloween parade. Now, it did involve barbecue, but there's nothing wrong with hunting over a baited field. What it represents, though, is a grassroots movement for the future of our state. Somebody who is a fifth-generation Floridian loves this state. It doesn't make me a better Floridian. It just means that I have deep roots to honor. My wife is an Air Force brat. She grew up all over the world. I joke with her that she saw the whole world and she picked Bartow. Sometimes our newest residents teach us the most about what makes our state special. But my point is only that when you have deep roots to honor, you're always going to make the right decision for the long-term good of our state. I believe Floridians want a governor who knows our state, who knows every corner of our state, from Key West to Pensacola. They know how to pronounce all our counties. It's Lafayette, not Lafayette County. You know our problems and how to solve them. We want leaders who will bring us together, fix the things that are broken, and set our eyes on a brighter, better, stronger future for our state. That's what this campaign is all about. Our state, for so many of our residents, is a prize for a life well lived someplace else. I'm very proud of the fact that people save all year to visit Florida, or that they save a lifetime to move to Florida. We've got something special that attracts that type of talent to make Florida home. But we can be more than that. We can be the state that is the launch pad for the American dream, so that we attract people here sooner to our colleges, to our universities, so that Florida is where they start their business, grow their business, raise their families here. Because when you do that, you have a very different perspective on what's right for our state for the long haul. The state that's the fishing capital of the world can also be the state that builds the boats. You've seen that right here in your community. The state that put a man on the moon can also be the state that develops the next generation of technology for the next giant leap for mankind. We can be the agricultural state, the tourism state, the construction state, and manufacturing. Build things, innovate, create in healthcare, in finance, in IT, in clean energy. At some point along the way, and I don't know when this happened, but we have to fix it. At some point along the way, we stigmatized hard work outside of a four-year university, and that's just wrong. I believe that middle and high schoolers have the right to know what they could earn in the trades, as a manufacturer, as a welder, an electrician, or a plumber, before they're pressured into student debt for a degree they don't want and can't use. We have to invest in our state colleges and our community colleges if we're going to rebuild our communities and rebuild the middle class in the state of Florida. There's not a thing wrong with it. As a graduation speaker of mine at high school once said, all you A and B students need to be nice to the C students. You're going to be working for them one day. Our state's competitiveness really is determined by how many of our third graders can read and write. Our future is dictated by how many of our seniors will graduate with marketable skills. But for many of the job vacancies that are out there, they will be able to get their skills close to home, affordably, and in a flexible way, because most of these people are balancing other jobs, they're raising their families. The #1 vacancy for a job in Florida every month for 7 years has been nursing. The people who want that degree aren't going to Tallahassee or Gainesville to get it. They want it right here close to home. The opportunities to build out our manufacturing base, whether it's in marine or aviation or drones or any number of things that can be built and created here in Florida, those educational opportunities are close to home. We have an opportunity to rebuild our communities so that kids who graduate from this high school or from Bartow High School or from Miami Senior, they don't have to leave their town to find a good job. Or that our graduates from our universities don't have to leave the state to find a great career. In fact, it's just the opposite. If we get it right, working together, we'll reverse that flow. We'll be stealing talent from the other states, from the Charlottes and the Austins and the Bostons that have been stealing our talent for decades. And their politicians will be stumping at some diner somewhere or some barbecue restaurant saying, why is Florida stealing all of our best and brightest kids? We've got to stop that. That's what we can be to them if we focus on our future, on our infrastructure, on our natural resources, on our education. Conservative leadership in our state has brought Florida back from the brink. We've cut our unemployment rate in half. Tourists are coming back. Agriculture is strong. 1,000 new people a day are moving here. But we can't take our eye off the ball. Look at what happened in New York, in California, in Illinois, when they took their eye off the ball. They stopped focusing on jobs. They stopped focusing on economic development. They raised their taxes. They invested in bureaucracy instead of in business. And they spend more than they can afford. And what happens as a result? all their people are moving to Florida. That's what their big government gets them. In Florida, we have stayed focused on the things that make Florida, Florida. Free enterprise, supporting our constitutional freedoms, allowing families to make the right decision for their child's education, and supporting the men and women in law enforcement. Crime in Florida is at a 45-year low, thanks to our sheriff and these men and women in uniform. Now, as the guy in charge of concealed weapons licenses, I would also like to point out that we have grown that program by 125%. Florida's #1 in the nation for the number of law-abiding citizens exercising their Second Amendment rights. And with our partnership with tax collectors, we've gone from 8 offices to 46 offices for the price of 1 computer and printer per office. That's just good old farmer sense. We can squeeze a dime and get 3 nickels. And as a result, Florida's #1 and crime's at a 45-year low. Do you think there's a correlation there?
Yes.
These are the things that we have to focus on as a state. When people have jobs and are self-sufficient, every other problem is solvable. When people have no work and no hope, even the smallest issue clouds our future. Florida, if we put Florida first, Florida is the launch pad for everyone's very own version of their American dream. That's who we are. That's what we will be if I am your governor in 2018.
When you are
I like that. When I am governor. This is what it's all about. This right here. Standing in a parking lot of a barbecue restaurant. People coming out because they believe in a candidate and his vision for what he will do as your next governor. This is the strength of our democracy and of our small towns. This is what this bus tour is all about, highlighting this all over our state, in small towns and in big cities. We're all in this together. One state, one Florida, 22 stops in 10 days. This is what our politics can be. This is what our politics will be when I am your governor. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your dedication and support of me. Thank you for your prayers for my family. This will be a marathon, but we need each and every one of you over the next 18 months to do everything you can to spread the word, to grow this movement, to build it out. People have the passion. People have the power to make sure that our state stays on the right track, that we build on our success, that we put Florida first and make Florida the launch pad for the American dream. God bless each and every one of you for what you do. God bless the great state of Florida. Thank you all very much.
Yeah? Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Nice to meet y'all. This is Grace. Oh, hi Grace, I'm Debbie. Yeah, we're on that domain. We oversee them all.
I'm sorry. That's fine.
And I'm
So the next day, so I thought that was kind of good topic. The next day I'm at a school visit, totally different school. And I said to the principal, hey, I appreciate you having me. It's been a fantastic week. I said, my son told me, about it being about the penny. What a cool topic. She's like, she freaked out. Like, he can't tell you that. My 10-year-old, we can revoke his diploma? Come on.
I say to my kids,
that's
there's
the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Do not let anyone at school tell you there's something you can't tell your parents. Stop for our website.
Hey, give me one more. I just want him to say something to those in Saint Lucie County. Because that's where I'm from. I grew up here.
Are you going to be supporting on just stay live? So just 15 seconds.
Crazy.
Let me cut this off.